Super Auto Pets is finally coming to iOS along with a massive game-changing update that will apparently fundamentally touch everything. Let's go over it. First, yeah, Super Auto Pets is finally coming to iOS sometime around or before Monday the 14th, a few days after what I assume is a new balance patch. Exactly what will be included in these updates isn't stated, but I have a pretty good idea that it's going to be the new balance update followed by the iOS release. Pack 3 and custom packs are still on their way. However, I haven't seen anything to give me an idea of exactly when they will be released. A few pets have somehow been leaked though through a bug in the stats screen, so that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure how that's even possible. I guess some of the data is being stored in the backend somehow. I don't know. Maybe more will be leaked in the new update, but who knows. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of this new update, as it seems small, but it's actually really game-changing. Let's cover the smaller ones first, starting with the duck. A 1-3 instead of a 1-2, that's a 1 health boost, which is pretty good, but it's still kind of trash here. The whale changed from a 2-6 to a 3-8. This is a pretty massive stat buff and makes it more viable. However, it's still pretty average to your pet and doesn't really change too much. The dragon, though, no longer affects itself, and this is actually a pretty sizable nerf. Basically nerfing the dragon's ability by 25%. Before it hit 5 units, but you always sold it tier 1, so really it was only buffing 4. Now it only buffs 3. That's a 25% nerf and is pretty, pretty dang sizable right there. But the dragon was insanely OP in the right lineups, or if you just got him early, honestly. And if you got it early with swans, it was literally unbeatable at free to play. So this nerf is definitely deserved in my opinion. And I would honestly still say the dragon is probably still the best tier 6 scaler, but the black cat is very close now. Speaking of swans, the swan is also nerfed, changed from a 3-3 to a 1-3. This basically makes it useless early game. However, it does almost nothing to its late game potential, as you're only losing 2 attack, which is equal to 1 apple in value. So no, not really a big deal, no one really cares. Still the overall best tier 2 and is not even close. But be careful going too many swans in the early game now, as it kind of sucks in fights. And the beautiful monkey is now a +2/+3 buff instead of a +3/+3. This is obviously a deserved nerf, as it was incredibly OP. However, this is really affecting anything, as most of the time, if you have a big unit up front, has plenty enough damage to one-hit everything anyway, and its real resource is health, so this really isn't going to affect much, if at all. The monkey is still definitely an S tier. Peacock now has charges and gains 50% of attack damage each time it's hurt. This change sucks, the peacock sucks, and we're moving on. Now, the biggest pet change, and by far my favorite, the rat. It now summons up to 3 rats up front at level 3. But why is this so cool of a change? Well, it can actually be useful in combo with your team. Imagine camel hitting some 1-1s, nice stats. Blowfish doing some nice damage. Hippo getting bigger, getting stronger. I actually made an entire video testing this and trying it out, so I do know it's actually kind of trash, but it's still really fun. Now, to the biggest change of them all. The change that literally changes everything. Ability timing has been completely reworked, which means a lot of things. Way too many things for me to understand, and way too many things for me to talk about in this video. The biggest, most important thing to remember is abilities now happen before feint effects. What does this mean exactly? This means no more rhinos one-shotting entire summon teams, no more badgers killing your deer and then killing your bus after you both die, and summoning a bee to win the game. They also changed how the ordering works for certain abilities, but didn't mention how, so I have no idea, but it's definitely different. I have noticed a difference for sure using playing the test build. So this is actually a really massive change because the way things work just feel different. Like mosquitoes don't fire all at the same time anymore. Everything's all weird. It's a big change, and it's a lot of small changes that will affect the outcome of duels, but it's really hard to explain why and how, because I don't even understand it. But mostly the most important thing is the badger is not as strong anymore, and the rhino will not one-hit summon teams anymore, which makes me sad. Those are the biggest changes, as abilities happen before feint effects, so the rhino will just kill the entire team and then they will spawn their summons. That is a huge one. Also, shooters shoot at different times, so like if a leopard shoots, a leopard will shoot after a mosquito, so a mosquito will shoot, then a leopard will shoot. And if the mosquitoes kill the leopard, it won't shoot. But if the leopards kill the mosquitoes shot before, so it doesn't really matter. It's very weird. Oh, and one more change. The snail's getting nerfed to giving +1/+1 instead of the old +2/+1. Also, it's possible some of these changes won't actually make it to the game, as the duck change wasn't even in the patch notes in the Discord. I just noticed it from playing myself in the pre-patch build. So yeah, the patch is coming out tomorrow, Thursday the 10th, and it's a pretty massive change. Even though the patch notes are small, the ability timing thing, it really messes with a lot of the game in a lot of weird ways. And anyway, bye guys, bye!